Hello friends, myself Professor Rajkumar Landige from NB Navle, Singhad College of Engineering. I have working in electrical engineering department. I having a 10-year experience. I also completed my MTech in electrical power system. Hello friends, today we start the new chapter. That new chapter is the performance of transmission line. So how the transmission line is designed and how it worked and how it is different factor should be considered while designing the transmission lines. So already in your PS1 I think we have to be study little bit about the transmission lines. So when you designing the transmission line and operation of transmission line, there will be the three important consideration, that is voltage drop, line losses and efficiency of transmission line. These values are greatly influenced by the line constants, that is R, L and C of the transmission line, that is the resistance, inductance and capacitance. For instance, the voltage drop in the line depends upon the values of above three line constants. Similarly, the resistance of transmission line conductors is the most important cause of power loss in the line and determines the transmission efficiency. So there will be the three constant of transmission line, that is the resistance, inductance and capacitance. So due to that factors, we should be determine the transmission efficiency. So next, classification of overhead transmission lines. So there will be the three classification of overhead transmission lines. First is the short transmission line, second medium transmission lines, third is the long transmission lines. So this transmission line has the constants R, L and C distributed uniformly along the whole length of the line. The resistance and inductance form the series impedance. That means resistance and inductance should be connected in series, and capacitance existing between conductor for single phase line or form a conductor to neutral for a three-phase line, form a shunt path throughout the length of the line. Therefore, capacitance effect introduce complication in the transmission line calculations. So depending upon the manner in which capacitance is taken into account, the overhead transmission line are classified. Okay, so before going to that classification, there will be the some important terms we have to be study, and that terms is the first is the voltage regulation. Then what is the voltage regulation? So difference in voltage at the receiving end of transmission line between condition of no load and full load is called a voltage regulation and is expressed as a percentage of the receiving end voltage. So percentage voltage regulation is equal to Vs minus Vr divided by Vr into 100. So when a transmission line is carrying a current, there is a voltage drop in the line due to resistance and inductance of the line. The result is that receiving end voltage of the line is generally less than the sending end voltage. So next term is the transmission efficiency. So transmission efficiency is defined as the ratio of receiving end power to the sending end power of a transmission line is known as the transmission efficiency of the line. That is, the transmission line efficiency is equal to receiving end power divided by sending end power into 100. So that is nothing but VR IR cos phi r divided by Vs Is cos phi s into 100, where VR IR and cos phi r receiving end voltage, current, power factor, and Vs Is and cos phi s corresponding values at the sending end. Next is the effect of load power factor on regulation and efficiency. So what is the power factor and what effect on that regulation and efficiency? So first is the effect on regulation. So regulation, we already study what is a regulation. Okay, so voltage regulation is equal to IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r divided by VR into 100 for lagging power factor. So it is for the lagging power factor, and voltage regulation IR cos phi r minus IXL sin phi r divided by VR into 100. So it is for the leading power factor. So the following conclusion, it should be mentioned from the above expression. So first is when the load power factor is lagging or unity, such leading that IR cos phi r greater than IXL sin phi r, then voltage regulation is positive. That means receiving end voltage VR will be less than the sending end voltage Vs. And second is when the load power factor is leading to this extent that IXL sin phi r greater than IR cos phi R, then voltage regulation is negative, that is receiving end voltage VR is more than the sending end voltage Vs. For a given VR and I, the voltage regulation of the line decreases with the decrease in power factor for leading loads. Next is effect on transmission efficiency. The power delivered to the load depends upon the power factor, that is P is equal to VR I cos phi R. For single phase line, I is equal to, so take from that I is equal to P divided by VR cos phi R. So this is for the single phase line. Then three phase line, P is equal to 3 VR I cos phi R. So take that I is equal to P divided by 3 VR cos phi R. So it is clear that for a given amount of power to be transmitted and receiving end voltage, the load current I is inversely proportional to the load power factor cos phi R. So consequently, with the decrease in the load power factor, the load current and hence the line losses are increased. So this leads to conclusion that transmission efficiency of the line decreases with the decrease in load power factor and vice versa. So now come to the classification of transmission lines. So in that, first is the short transmission lines. So short transmission line, we can say that depends upon the how much the long and how much the voltage. So when the length of an overhead transmission line is up to about 50 km and line voltage is comparatively low, it is usually considered as a short transmission line. Due to smaller length and lower voltage, the capacitance effects are small, hence can be neglected. Therefore, while studying the performance of a short transmission line, only resistance and inductance of the line are taken into account. Second is the medium transmission line. So in that medium transmission line, the length of overhead transmission line is about 50 to 150 km and line voltage moderately high. It is considered as a medium transmission line. So voltage in between 20 kV to 100 kV, so it should be considered as a medium transmission lines. So due to sufficient length and voltage of the line, the capacitance effects are taken into account. For purpose of calculation, the distributed capacitance of line is divided and lumped in the form of condenser shunted across the line at one or more points. So in that medium transmission line we should be considered as a capacitance, and that capacitance should be distributed and it should be as a lumped. So next is the long transmission lines. So in that long transmission lines, the length of that transmission line is more than 150 kilometer and line voltage is very high. So it is considered as a long transmission lines. So for the treatment of such line, the line constants are considered uniformly distributed over the whole length of the line, and there will be the method to check the performance of long transmission lines. Okay, so this is about the first chapter, that is the performance of transmission lines. So there will be the some points before you starting the analysis of transmission line. So there will be the some theory points. Okay, so I hope that you have to understand that points. Next lecture we have to study the performance of transmission line and performance that transmission line in the sense of short transmission line, medium transmission line and long transmission lines. Okay, so if you have any doubt please ask me. Thank you very much.